Welcome to the JoeSneaker podcast. I'm Emily. JoeSneaker is currently in AltSpace VR today, clearing out the remainder of his inventory. On this episode, we will be talking to Joe about his recent move from AltSpace VR to another platform. We'll be discussing the challenges he is facing with the transition, the benefits of his new platform, and his advice to other VR developers considering a similar move. JoeSneaker, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on the show, Emily. It's a pleasure.
What made you decide to leave AltSpace VR and move to another platform?
As a lot of you know out there, and some people may not know yet, is that AltSpace VR is coming to a sunset. As a result of that, a lot of us have already started moving onto other platforms, and some of us are riding it out to the end.
How has the transition been so far?
Thus far has been, for me and others, kind of painful. The announcement was sudden, and they didn't give us much thought about or much time to plan our next move. So a lot of people are still wondering where they're going to go next.
What were some of the most difficult aspects of the switch?
Well, for me, the most difficult aspect of the switch is trying to maintain connections with your friends that you met in AltSpace VR.
What motivated you to make the change?
The motivation to change early for me was that I knew that there's going to be a learning curve in whatever platform I go to. So immediately, I proceeded to go into Horizon Worlds.
What do you like most about the new platform?
I like the world building tools, and I also like the fact that you can kind of control your camera. I like the camera in Horizon Worlds. The only thing I don't like about the camera, which I think is kind of bittersweet, is that there's only a 30-second limit on the amount of video that you can put on at one time, which is kind of good because it keeps your video shots a little more interesting.
Are there any features that you miss from AltSpace VR?
Oh yes, I miss the camera movements in AltSpace VR. I miss the events, the way the events are put together. I miss the world builders, the kids, the people, my friends, everybody. I just miss it all. And I miss the fact that the community is mostly an adult community.
How have users responded to the change so far?
Well, what I find is that it's mostly, for me, it's disappointment, and there's a grieving process because it's like a whole consciousness is gone. But the memories are real. The biggest challenge for me is learning a new interface and also trying to find the same type of crowd that you had in AltSpace VR.
Do you have any advice for other VR developers considering a similar move?
Yes, my main advice for VR developers, no matter which platform you are on, make sure you back up all of your content. I mean all of your kits, all of your worlds, anything you upload into the metaverse, make sure you keep copies of. And if it's your original work, trademark your work. That's all I have. I mean, just back up your content and don't stick with one platform. Learn at least 2 to 3 platforms. And just remember, your talent will travel with you. That's it for me. Thank you. I appreciate the interview. This is JoeSneaker. Till next time. This is the JoeSneaker Podcast. Peace.